Welcome to my channel The World Coin. Hello and welcome, coin lovers. This channel is dedicated to the fascinating world of coins from every corner of the globe. From ancient currency to modern mints, rare finds to everyday coins, we explore their history, design, and hidden stories. So subscribe now and join our growing community of coin collectors, history enthusiasts, and curious minds. I have 2 videos of 1 shilling. So let's get started. The 1 shilling coin of 1948 is a fascinating piece of mid-20th century British coinage history that sits at the intersection of post-war recovery, imperial transformation, and changes in monetary metals. Issued under the reign of King George VI, this coin represents not just currency but also a powerful symbol of Britain's endurance and adaptation in the aftermath of World War II. The coin has 2 main varieties, one struck for England and another for Scotland, both sharing the same denomination and year but differing slightly in their reverse designs and heraldic symbols. The year 1948 was a pivotal time in British history. Following the end of World War II in 1945, the nation was rebuilding its economy, industries, and global presence. Britain was still facing rationing, shortages, and financial strain. The Royal Mint, responsible for coin production, continued to produce coins using cupro-nickel alloy, replacing the sterling silver content that had been standard before 1947. Before 1947, British shillings contained 50% silver. However, due to the Silver Withdrawal Act of 1947, silver was entirely removed from circulation coinage because it became too valuable and scarce. Thus, the 1948 1 shilling was minted entirely in cupro-nickel, marking one of the early fully non-silver issues in British history. This shift symbolized the economic adjustments Britain made during its post-war reconstruction in the early years of King George VI's rule. The 1948 1 shilling was issued under King George VI, who reigned from 1936 to 1952. George VI ascended the throne unexpectedly after the abdication of his brother, Edward VIII, in 1936. His reign was characterized by the resilience of Britain during World War II and the beginning of the modern Commonwealth era. His portrait on the obverse of the coin was designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget, THP, one of the most respected coin engravers of the time. Paget's initials, HP, can often be seen beneath the portrait, showcasing his fine craftsmanship and realistic depiction of the monarch. Specification details denomination 1 shilling 1's year of issue 1948 monarch King George VI composition cupro-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, weight 5.65 grams, diameter 23.5 mm, edge milled, reeded, shaped circular mint. The Royal Mint, London. This change to cupro-nickel gave the coin a duller, grayer tone compared to earlier silver issues. Yet, cupro-nickel proved durable and resistant to wear, making it ideal for circulating currency. The obverse front features the portrait of King George VI facing left, a classic design by Thomas Humphrey Paget. This Latin inscription translates to, George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, defender of the faith. This elegant phrase reflects the king's divine right to rule and his role as the head of the Church of England. The lettering is neatly bordered, surrounding the regal profile of George VI, with his finely detailed hair and calm expression. 2 varieties exist for the 1948 1 shilling coin, English and Scottish types, reflecting the union of England and Scotland within the United Kingdom. Features the English shield of arms, bearing 3 lions passant guardant, the traditional symbol of England. Above the shield sits a crown, symbolizing royal authority. Around the design, the inscription reads, 1948 inches, defender of the faith, denomination, and year. Displays the Scottish shield of arms, showing a rampant lion, the Lion of Scotland, within a double border decorated with fleur-de-lis. A large crown rests above the shield, differing in design from the English version. The same legend appears around the outer rim. The Scottish and English reverses were struck in alternating proportions and distributed throughout the UK, giving collectors 2 varieties for the same year. This design practice acknowledged the separate national identities of England and Scotland within the kingdom. All 1948 1 shilling coins were struck by the Royal Mint in London. Post-war coin production was modest compared to pre-war years, as metal resources were still scarce and rationed. Despite this, the coin saw widespread circulation across the United Kingdom and the British Commonwealth territories. The estimated mintage figures are English type. Approximately 20 million coins. Scottish type. Approximately 12 million coins. These numbers are rough estimates, as official records for the immediate post-war years were not always precisely kept. In 1948, the British shilling was equivalent to 1/20th of a pound sterling, or 12 old pence 12d in the pre-decimal currency system. The shilling was an everyday coin, used in daily transactions such as transportation fares, food purchases, and wages. At the time, 1 shilling had the purchasing power equivalent of roughly £2 to £3 in today's money, depending on inflation and context. Though modest, it was still significant in an economy slowly recovering from wartime austerity. The inclusion of both English and Scottish versions of the shilling is a unique aspect of mid-20th century British coinage. It subtly acknowledged the cultural and political unity of Great Britain, while also celebrating the distinct heraldic traditions of its constituent nations. The lion, in both versions, symbolized courage, strength, and sovereignty, enduring themes in British heraldry. The crown above the shield reinforced the constitutional monarchy, a core symbol of national stability during turbulent times. Today, the 1948 1 shilling holds significant value among numismatists and history enthusiasts for several reasons. Historical importance. As an early post-war and post-silver issue, it marks the transition of British coinage materials. Design duality. Collectors often seek both the English and Scottish varieties for a complete set. King George VI era. Coins from this reign are admired for their clean, detailed engravings and connection to Britain's World War II recovery. Circulated condition. 50 pence to £2. Fine to very fine. £3 £5. Extremely fine. £8 £12. Uncirculated mint state £15 £25. Proof for exceptional condition coins may fetch £30 plus, depending on eye appeal and mint luster. Though not rare, coins with sharp detail, full reading on the edge, and no discoloration command higher collector interest. The 1948 shilling is one of the earliest fully cupro-nickel coins, setting the standard for UK coinage until the decimal system in 1971. The Scottish type often circulated more in northern Britain, while the English type was more common in southern regions. Both types ceased to be legal tender after 1971, when the UK transitioned to decimal currency. The shilling was replaced by the 5 new pence coin, which had the same size and metal composition. Some varieties show minor die differences or minting flaws, adding minor collectible variation. The 1948 1 shilling stands as a lasting relic of Britain's transition from empire to modern statehood. It represents the post-war adaptation of national coinage, the enduring symbolism of the monarchy, and the unity of the UK's nations. Under a single currency system. For many collectors, it is not only a coin of modest metal value but also a powerful emblem of resilience, craftsmanship, and continuity. Whether you hold the English or Scottish version, each carries a story, of a nation recovering from war, a monarch maintaining faith, and a people moving forward toward the modern era. Next video. The 1951 1 shilling coin is one of the most fascinating pieces of post-war British numismatic history. It was struck during the reign of King George VI, who ruled the United Kingdom from 1936 until his death in 1952. This coin, while small in denomination, carries with it a rich story of the era in which it was made, a time of recovery after World War II, economic challenges, and subtle transitions leading up to the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. In 1951, the United Kingdom was still emerging from the aftermath of the Second World War. Britain was recovering economically, and the use of silver in coinage had been discontinued several years earlier due to shortages and cost. Instead of sterling silver, coins were made from cupro-nickel, a durable and more affordable metal alloy consisting of copper and nickel. The 1 shilling coin had been part of British currency for centuries, originally valued at 12 pence pre-decimal system. It was 1/20th of a pound. 1 pound equals 20 shillings. This system would later be replaced by the decimal system in 1971, where 1 shilling became equivalent to 5 new pence. By 1951, the coinage system of Britain was still rooted in tradition, but designs began to reflect modern national pride and the unity of the United Kingdom. The 1951 1 shilling coin features King George VI, father of Queen Elizabeth II. His portrait on the obverse is the 4th official effigy, designed by Thomas Humphrey Paget. The king's image is realistic, showing him facing left and wearing no crown, a mark of dignity and simplicity. GEORGIVS V D GRA, Brit, OMN, Rex Fidei Def. This Latin inscription translates to, George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, defender of the faith. The lettering style and portrait together represent the authority and stability of the British monarchy after the turmoil of the war years. In 1951, there were two distinct designs of the 1 shilling coin, English and Scottish types. Both versions circulated equally throughout the United Kingdom, but each carried symbols representing different parts of the realm. The English version features a crowned lion standing on a crown, a symbol that has been part of English heraldry since medieval times. The lion represents courage, strength, and sovereignty. Beneath the crown, the denomination, 1 shilling, and the year, 1951, are engraved. Around the edge, the legend reads Fid. Def, short for Fidei Defensor, meaning, defender of the faith. Designer: George Kruger Gray, a notable designer responsible for several British coin designs of the 20th century. Meaning: the crowned lion standing atop the crown symbolizes the power of the monarchy over the nation and its enduring strength through turbulent times. The Scottish version features a lion rampant rearing lion within a double treasure flory counter flory, which is an ornate border derived from the royal arms of Scotland. Above the lion is a crown, and below it are the inscriptions, 1 shilling, and 1951. Meaning: this version was created to represent Scotland within the United Kingdom, giving recognition to its distinct heraldic tradition. The lion rampant is a fierce emblem of Scottish pride and royal lineage. Feature details: year of issue 1951, monarch King George VI, composition cupro-nickel, 75% copper, 25% nickel, weight 5.65 grams, diameter 23.6 mm, thickness 1.7 mm, edge milled. Read it. Designer: obverse, Thomas Humphrey Paget. Designer: reverse, George Kruger Gray. Mint: the Royal Mint, London. Mintage: approximately 26 million, combined for both types. Before 1947, British shillings were struck in 50% silver. However, the rising cost of silver and post-war economic difficulties led the government to switch to cupro-nickel, an alloy that looked similar to silver but was cheaper and more durable. The 1951 1 shilling is thus a base metal coin, not containing any precious metals. This change also symbolized a broader economic shift in Britain, from the wealth of empire to austerity and rebuilding. The 1 shilling coin represented more than just monetary value. It was a symbol of British unity, England and Scotland both represented, with Wales and Northern Ireland symbolized indirectly through the crown. For everyday Britons, the shilling was a familiar part of daily life. It was used for small purchases like milk, bread, tram fares, and newspapers. In an era before credit cards and digital payments, coins like the shilling formed the foundation of daily commerce. Furthermore, the two national designs were a subtle expression of political balance, an acknowledgement of the United Kingdom's 4 nations coexisting under one crown. The 1951 1 shilling is not rare, as it was produced in large quantities for circulation. However, its historical value, especially as one of the last George VI issues before his death, gives it significance among collectors. Poor, heavily worn, low value. Fine, moderate wear, modest collectible value. Extremely fine or uncirculated. Higher value due to rarity in pristine condition. Some collectors prefer complete sets containing both the English and Scottish versions. Coins from the final years of George VI's reign often attract interest, as they bridge the transition to Queen Elizabeth II's era. Circulated condition: 30 pence minus £1. Uncirculated or proof condition: £2 minus £5 or more, depending on type and finish. The UK was unique in issuing 2 designs for the same denomination simultaneously. This dual design tradition continued with Elizabeth II until decimalization in 1971. King George VI was not originally expected to become king. He ascended the throne after the abdication of his brother, Edward VIII, in 1936. His reign and image on the shilling represent resilience and duty. The 1951 issue was among the last coins before the 1952 transition to Queen Elizabeth II's reign, marking the end of an era in British numismatics. During this period, British coins were still widely circulated across the Commonwealth, including territories in Africa, Asia, and the Caribbean. The 1 shilling coin remained in circulation until 1971, when Britain adopted the decimal system. After decimalization, the shilling was replaced by the 5 new pence coin, which had the same size and value, 1 shilling equals 5p. Although its monetary use ended, the 1951 1 shilling coin remains a beloved collectible. It stands as a relic of Britain's pre-decimal currency and is a symbol of unity between England and Scotland under one monarch. Collectors and historians view it as a link between two great British monarchs, George VI and his daughter, Elizabeth II, bridging the traditions of an old empire with the modern Commonwealth. Attribute details: coin name 1 shilling, year 1951, monarch King George VI, type variants English type, lion on crown, Scottish type, lion rampant, composition cupro-nickel, weight 5.65 g, diameter 23.6 mm, edge milled, designers T. H. Paget, obverse G. Kruger Gray, reverse mint, royal mint, London mintage, approximately 26 million, value collectible, 30 pence, £5 depending on condition, historical era, post-war Britain, reign of George VI, successor coin 5 pence, decimal coin, 1971 onward. The 1951 1 shilling coin is more than a simple piece of metal. It is a tangible echo of Britain's post-war identity, royal heritage, and numismatic artistry. It embodies a time when the United Kingdom was rebuilding, reaffirming its traditions, and looking toward the future. Whether one collects it for its historical story, royal symbolism, or design beauty, the 1951 1 shilling coin remains a timeless reminder of Britain's proud coinage legacy. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. A new coin story awaits you every next day.